Okay, in this video, we're going to go over how putting items on a document like a proposal, invoice, or purchase order works. So in the old DesignerLogic, it was kind of complicated. You'd have to go into the items and work list usually and wait for that to load. And then you would come over here and you would click proposal and it would put this item on the proposal, and then you could add other items to it. In the new DesignerLogic, it's a lot easier. You can just come over here and say I want to put these items on a proposal, this chandelier and its components, and maybe these things right here too in the guest bedroom. And this is actually already on a proposal, so we'll leave that off. So we're going to put these on a proposal. So you check those off and you come up here, just hit transactions, you say proposal. I want to put it on a new proposal, and so I'm going to say lighting, something like that for the title, and we'll put some accessories later on that. Make sure the address is correct, put a print note in and things like that, and then do your calculations for the proposal's deposit, just like the old DesignerLogic. Nothing's different about that. Say this is 50%. And just hit create and add 4 items, and what it does is it creates this proposal just like the old DesignerLogic, and now you can see you have these lines on the proposal. So there's a lot of things that are different now in the proposal that is super helpful. One of those things is the right here, the status of the proposal, and it's in draft stage. And draft just means that it's mutable. You can change it, add things, change prices, things like that without having to worry about it. It's kind of in a state of composing. Now, if you change that though, you can change it over here to say sent to client pending or sent to client approved. Now, if you do that, it's going to lock the proposal, which means that you won't be able to add or remove any of these items or change prices and things like that. And that's a safeguard so that you send it out to the client. It doesn't change after that and confuse everybody. If that happens though, and you have it sent to client pending, meaning it's locked right here, and if you click view all statuses here, you can see how this works. Anything in the sent stage right here just means it's locked as sent, or signed and paid are basically also locked. That means it's essentially done. Right here you have the draft, and then you have hold. Now you can customize this list if you want to very easily. Just come into the settings here, this link, and this goes to your settings, and you can modify these right here. You can add new ones, so you can have a whole bunch of them in sent or hold or something like that that makes sense to you. The same goes for invoices and purchase orders. It's the same concept. But back here on the proposal, we have this right here. Now, say if you want to do a couple of things, like now you need to change this price on the chandelier. You can come over here and you can't really edit it except for non-client facing fields like the description, and the pricing is going to be locked because the proposal is locked, so you don't want to accidentally change that information. But you can do other fields, like you can change things like the status, phase, manufacturer, and things like that. But if you want to change the price or one of the things that are locked, you just come over here and you see this issue change order. And what that does is you can select a reason. You can say the client changed their mind, they don't want to spend that much money. So you come over here and you have what the pricing is, and you can say, well, actually we'll do a 100% markup here instead. And so it'll be a little bit less money. And down here you can also update the description or the client notes as well. And you can also add things to a change order. If you want to add new items, you can either add one on the fly blank, or you can browse and copy from other projects on this change order and it'll put it on this proposal, or you can add one using the work table, which is just a comprehensive form. So basically it tells you that this price has been lowered $5,000 for these 2 chandeliers, and you can issue it and wait, and that means it needs an approval. So now it says there's this change order pending right here for this much money on this proposal. It hasn't changed the price or anything, but if you click on it, it's going to say, well, this is the thing here that you're going to do. It gives you all the information that's changing. And you can either reject it, void it, which just removes it, or you can say, I'm going to approve it. So if you have an admin person who does all the approvals, they just hit mark approved. And you can say in person, put a note for the approval, whatever it might be, and hit continue. And now you can see that it changed the price on that chandelier, and it updated the total of the whole proposal. As well, you click on it again, and you can go right back and see exactly what it was, so you always have a record of what the changes are. And in fact, if you go to this purchase or this chandelier here, and you click on the open item dashboard for that chandelier, and it gives you its information, you click changes here, you can see that there was a change on that proposal on that date for that amount of money. So it always keeps track of everything that you've been doing with changes using the change orders. It's really helpful. Now, if you go back to the, let me just double check here. Yeah, we want to do that. Okay, so if you go back and make this a draft, meaning it's not locked anymore, you can go backwards if you want to. You can always change this. You're not stuck with anything. Just click withdraw to draft, and that means you can change anything now, no worries. Say this daybed right here, you have another version of this daybed you want to offer. You can come over here and say, well, I want to create an alternative of this daybed. And so you can then create one from your history or add it brand new, or you can just copy it. Say you want one with like a different size or color, just hit copy this item. And now you can see you have two daybeds that the client can look for and look at, and you might change the color of this one. So let's just say this one will be, say it's a zinc finish or something like that versus the other one. So here you can see this is the regular one, this is the zinc one. And anything that's an alternate here, that price does not show up in the total for the proposal. So you can put as many alternates as you want, and it only totals the primaries, but you're giving the client the option to choose from 2 or 3 different items if they want to, which is super helpful. Now, when you go to print out that proposal and you hit print and you go to the report studio here, it's going to put all this together here, and you can see it gives the client a choice of these daybeds, and it's very clear that one's the main one and then the other one's an alternate, and the client can tell you which one they want, and you can make the adjustment and give them that. And down here, like a proposal, like every other report, you can select different fields to show the client by clicking on them, and that's going to update the report over here. And there's no extra notes in this one, so it didn't. But you can also drag these columns if you want to reorder the columns. And then down here, you can do different things on the output. You can hide the currency symbol and whatnot. One cool thing here too now is you can email the client directly out of DesignerLogic. Click email to client, put in their information, and it'll send them an email with that proposal attached as a PDF. And that works the same way for the invoices and the purchase orders. They both use change orders as well, but they don't use alternates, obviously, because only a proposal would have alternates. So that's how the alternates work. Another really cool thing is the archive thing is not available till we do this. So we're going to say, we're going to choose to make this a locked sent to client, mark it as sent. So this proposal is locked now.